are the champion of the world,
Yeah.
but your life wasn't always as being a world champion.
My name is Stephen Walker. I was born in Jamaica, but I was raised here in the United States. Growing up, I was definitely an A student. When I was in elementary school, I made an honor roll about like 4 times. And then when I went to the 8th grade is when things started shifting for me, where I ended up becoming a product of my environment. I ended up doing some things that a normal 14-year-old wouldn't expect to be doing. Buying guns, I was selling drugs. I ended up getting incarcerated for selling crack cocaine to an undercover officer. You know, I went from being comfortable on the streets to now once I got handcuffs on me, survival mode kicked in. And it's sad how my environment kind of prepared me to get locked up, even though I never got locked up before, but it kind of like gave me some type of like training, like, okay, when you get locked up, you know you're never supposed to like, you never tell, okay? So it kind of programmed me never to tell. You know, when you get locked up, the first thing you do, you never come out in your shower shoes. You know, you always want to have on sneakers just in case if you end up having to fight. You don't want to be sliding on the floor and stuff like that. So at the age of 15, 16, I already kind of knew the steps and the protocol of what to do if I did get locked up. It was my only time being locked up, but I definitely tell you that it kind of evolved me because I went in there with the sheep mentality, like, oh, I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna get out. But when I sat for that 4.5 years, noticed I wasn't getting out, then my sheep mentality turned into that wolf mentality. I end up still hanging out on the corner, hanging out with the homies and stuff like that. But deep down inside, I don't know, it's like it didn't fit right with me. Cause I'm like, damn, I did 4.5 years and all you guys are still here. Nobody got a car. Nobody's really leveling up. So I kind of like branched off. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna sit on the bench. So sit on the bench mean like, yo, like you giving up the street life. Y'all can have it. So I woke up one day and I'm like, yo, I want to be dangerous. I'm telling you just like that. It came in my head like, yo, I said, I want to be dangerous. Find this gym called Hard Knocks. I walked in the gym, I seen Bill, like it was just what he gave me, man. He's like, listen, you want to come to the gym, you train here for a while, I could train you to a world champion. And like, it's something about what he said and how he treated me that made me bought what he was selling. And he kept his word.
He is the reigning and undisputed World Super Cruiserweight Champion. Introducing the pride of Boston, Massachusetts, USA, Steve "Put 'em to Slave" Walker.
There's a big one.
There's the big shot we were talking about.
Right in front of us.
Couldn't get any clearer. Big right hand for putting the Sleepwalker. Counter coming. Looking on us. Telling Chile to walk forward with the hands up. They continue this fight.
Chile answers, but Walker smells blood.
Oh,
There's the head kick. Oh,
that's
it. This fight is over.
Not outgoing, but hurt badly enough.
Oh.
Huge knockout for put him to Sleepwalker. That's a nap taken if I've ever seen one.
Wow, and put him to sleep, puts him to sleep.
I didn't even know how to throw a proper punch or a kick, but the way how he like focused on me and pour all his knowledge into me let me know like, yo, this guy look at me more than just a fighter. Like, he look at me as like a family member, as a son.
Steve is like some of the other fighters and coaches that I have. He's earned his way into my inner circle, and as you get into my circle, I start to bring you into my family, and I consider him family. He's like my son, you know, and I try to guide him and encourage him like he's my child. He is an anomaly when it comes to his movement for a big guy. Not a lot of big guys can move like him, and that throws people's rhythms off because he doesn't move traditionally. When we're hitting the pads, I'll hold the pads at, not traditional angles because these work for him. It doesn't work for everybody.
He built up my belief system. Every time I had a fight with any amateur guy or any experienced guy, they always had more experience than me. They had more fights than me. I was always coming as an underdog with 2 fights to somebody that has 5 fights. Or to somebody that have 13 fights, I might have 5 fights. Somebody might have 27 fights, I might have 6 fights. So, but it's something about when we're in the corner and I bow to him and he says a certain prayer to me all the time whenever I bow to him when we're in the corner before he takes off the mong off my head. He always say, Steve, this is your house. You train hard. The guy across from you is trying to hurt your family or trying to take food off your table. You put the work in. You're a great fighter. You hit heavy. He believes in my technique, and it's just something about his speaking to me just give me that extra boost.
Muay Thai, it chose him. He didn't choose Muay Thai. You know what I mean? He tried it, and he loved it. You know what I mean? And just kept going from there. It opened his eyes to a different world that he was used to. From not getting out of the neighborhood to seeing another whole culture, another whole aspect. It probably kept him from some of his old friends and people that he grew up with.
Another thing I want to reach is I want to shout out the WBC title. Definitely feel like that's like a goal I want to reach. Fighting one of the top ranking number 1 guys or the top ranking number 2 guys or the top ranking number 3 guys to get a title shot of that. Then I feel like my heart, you can hear, you're gonna be the first person to hear it, but my heart is like slowly leaving Muay Thai as a fighter. And I'm trying to branch off to like do like some real estate work and some financial literacy work. Growing up, my mom ain't leave me with nothing. My grandmother never left my mom with nothing. So I want to like break that generational curse and like, okay, if dad's gone, well, dad left me with this. Dad left me with a nice portfolio, or dad left me with a trust fund. But the minute I do get that WBC belt, I'm definitely going to be like, I'm going to retire my gloves and my elbows.